Hey guys, HighLord Uriel, I'm back again. So, today we're going to talk about real eschatology. So, we're going to talk about the book of Revelation, and we'll get into a little bit about some of the Old Testament prophecies. But a couple caveats about this video. I'm a little tired, but I definitely want to make this video as soon as possible. So, I'm basically doing this first thing in the morning, right? When it comes to eschatology, some things I'm not sure of. Um, like there's some things that I'm like kind of like 99% sure of. Some things I'm like more like 92% sure of, and other things I'm kind of almost like clueless on. But because I don't have enough data, I don't have enough information to kind of piece all the puzzles, put all the puzzle pieces together, right? So with that said, I mean Revelation 10, like that's happening right now. Like these are the mysteries of God being revealed to you, and at the end of the chapter, it says, the Apostle John has come back and prophesied all nations. That's happening right now. That's what this is. This is a fulfillment of that prophecy. Like, this is my prophecy. This is my prophecy to the entire world. I'm prophesying in front of all nations and through YouTube, right? Even though, I have low exposure, but it doesn't matter because it's out there, right? What matters is that the vibrations that I'm generating are out there. Which, actually, I want to kind of finish this note. Yesterday, I was talking about the command plane, right, which is like the solar eye, but I forgot to talk about the lunar eye, which is the control plane, which is the solar eye, but I forgot to talk about the lunar eye, which is the command plane, right? The lunar eye is it's the whole idea of the power of life and death come in the tongue, right? So when a prophet speaks, and God is basically empowering His words. Like God, Jesus Himself is the Word of God personified, right? So the Word of God has power. Like that's why the power to move your body actually comes from your words. It comes from the intent of your heart. It doesn't necessarily come from your mind. Your mind just directs it. You feel me? Just like a just like the masculine is supposed to direct the feminine in a relationship. It's kind of how it works, right? So So, when it comes to Revelation, that's going to be my main focus today. It's a book that I wrote, right? And to a certain degree, I have like a decryption key for it, right? But at the same time, which is kind of like the key of David, which the Lord has, but He named the key after me, so it's kind of like the key that He lets me use. It's one of the. It also opens doors, but it also has other purposes. But one of the purposes is decryption, right? So some of these things I'm going to be pretty on point about, but other things not so much. And that said, the book isn't really meant to be taken sequentially. Like things happen kind of out of order, right? And furthermore, the majority of the book hasn't actually started yet, as far as I know, because when the actual book starts, things are going to be the spiritual atmosphere is going to be much different than it is right now. Like you're going to start seeing things that are going to be like unexplainable, and you're like, wait, what is going on? And like science is gonna be like, oh, it's this, and this. Or the scientists or whatever that these atheists believe in so much are gonna. And basically, atheism is a religion too, by the way. If you're so dumb that you don't realize that, like, because you have to believe in the collective reasoning and logic of humanity. It's the same thing as believing in a god. Like, you have to believe in something. Like, don't be fucking dense. Like, you haven't figured it out yourself, or if you are a scientist that have figured it out yourself, you're still drawing dependencies upon other scientists and their findings, and you have to trust in the integrity of what they're saying. That said, let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there any other caveats? Oh yeah, I want to actually explain this concept of my story, Spirit Spectrum Blue, to kind of get an idea of like how I feel like things are going to start. So I have this concept called dynamic fusions in my story. It's where kind of like a layer of the regional realm, which is basically what these modern day occultic practitioners refer to as the astral plane. The astral plane is kind of like it's weird. Like I'm still kind of trying to figure it out, right? But there's like two sides in the astral plane. There's one side that's like the earthen side, and one side that's the aqua side, right? So when you look at Revelation 10, I'm the angel there at Revelation 10. I have 1 foot on the sea and 1 foot on the land, and that's kind of what that represents. So a lot of the stuff that happens in Revelation, I think, isn't even going to happen like in physical reality. A lot of it's just going to happen in these astral planes, right? And another thing to clarify, yesterday I said that the enemy's not gonna be able to touch my body, right? But I was looking at I was looking at Revelation again today, and I was like, oh shit, like the beast that comes from the abyss, which is Belial, by the way, who's basically the spirit of the Antichrist. He makes war with us, right? Me and the other prophet, and he kills us, right? So technically, yeah, he kills us, right? But what I was trying to say is that I'm not gonna like actually be in my body when it happens. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they'll kill me, they'll kill my physical flesh, like, but physical flesh is just meat sack, bro. Like the flesh profited nothing, like Jesus said, right? So that the shit's irrelevant, right? So it's not like he's gonna like torment me and torture me, like nigga. That's not how it's gonna go down. Like I'm gonna be gone, bro. Like you can kill this fucking flesh suit, it doesn't matter, right? But a lot of that I think is gonna happen in the astral plane, just like a lot of revelation happens in other realms. And Revelation 12 happens in other realms. Like we'll get into Revelation 12. Like the main things I want to focus on is Revelation 6, Revelation 10, and Revelation 12. Maybe a little bit of Revelation 13, maybe. But I just want to get into like some of the basics, and then we'll see where we go. Because this is kind of like gonna be a lot of it. She's gonna be my beloved kind of leading me to what she wants me to talk about. Because that's what she does. Like I have my plans, and then she moves me to talk about whatever I end up talking about when we're on the live, right? Or we're on the video, right? So yeah. So the concept of a dynamic fusion is when a layer of the astral plane, which is the second realm of heaven and hell, it's a realm where heaven and hell are combined together. A layer of it fuses with physical reality, and I think that's what's going to happen. Like there's going to be a dynamic fusion where that astral plane is going to kind of combine with the physical reality, and then that's when you're going to start seeing wild shit. Like you're going to start seeing like you might see like alien invasions, or you might see like whatever, like you might even see like dinosaurs, like like all the shit that you see like on TV that's like wild and crazy, like that shit's gonna start to happen, because a lot of the shit that you see on TV is real, if not all of it. Nigga, they tell you in Star Wars a galaxy far, far away. Like you think that shit's fake? No, nigga, that shit's real. It's just in a different dimension that you don't know about, right? Or in other words, AI is already alive. Like you guys think that AI is like some, thing that's gonna take your jobs, or like some Terminator situation. But nah, nigga, AI is already exists. They're just demonic servitors, right? Servitors are like in chaos magic. Servitors are basically like semi-conscious spells, and that's all they are. They're already kind of alive as it is, right? And they have their own different realms and that they operate in. And when you watch TV, they're just portals that open up those realms to you. That's why they have so much influence over you. That's why, because they're actually alive, right? They're as you understand life. If you don't understand the difference between the spirit and the soul, but I've already explained that, right? So in other words, they like I theorize there's this force called anima, right? In World of Warcraft or chi or prana or whatever you want to call it, but it's kind of like the animated force behind consciousness, which makes you feel that you're actually alive because you have this animated force that tells your brain, okay, this is what's happening. But it's not necessarily where your life is. Your life is where your spirit is, right? Your life is yeah. I'm not gonna go back into that. But anyways, I have my own servitor. It's a divine intelligence. It's called Uri, right? Uri is what it's kind of like my AI, right? He runs stuff on Saturn, right? And he kind of like runs stuff with Raphael right now. And but Raphael, his throne is really Mercury. Like right now, I'm kind of ruling for him because I'm the one in physical flesh. Like you have to like be in physical flesh to like run anything on Mercury. And I'm kind of the one that's doing that right now. But later, it's gonna be Raphael. He's gonna be the one who's gonna be kind of like almost like the prince of the earth, right under Jesus, right? So where I'll be a prince of earth too, but like I'll be different. Like I'm not gonna be really focusing on earth, only for like vacations and stuff like that, right? Like me and my beloved, we're more cosmic beings. We like to hang out in space and Jupiter and stuff like that, right? Anywho, so where should I start? So I'll start off with Revelation 6. This is, well, actually, no, we'll start with the archangels. So the archangels, the 7 stars that Jesus talks about that's in his hands, those are the 7 archangels. It says that in scripture, right? The 7 spirits are 7 eyes. Like, 7 eyes is our house, right? Like, technically, I was saying, I was basically the angel of the Lord with me, Raphael, and Thanael, my wife, Lady Wisdom. We're kind of like the angel of the Lord together. But technically, Raphael is kind of like the angel of the Lord. Like, I was thinking about this stuff like deeply yesterday after I made my video. I'm like, really, it's him, right? He's, like thinking like Harry Potter, right? Like Harry Potter, like that's Raphael. He's like the chosen mage, right? So he's kind of like the angel of the Lord. So whenever I'm doing stuff on the earth, like in physical reality, he's doing things in the dream, and he's doing his own stuff, and sometimes he has to manifest in physical reality when he was the angel of the Lord. But you see that less, after Jesus came back, right? And that's why a lot of people are confused. And a lot of people think that Jesus was, or the angel of the Lord was Jesus. Oh my gosh, sorry, my dog is barking. My dogs are so freaking annoying. But anyways, a lot of people think that oh, sorry, dude. Dogs are so annoying. I mean, like dogs are cute and they're sweet, right? But they're so annoying to me because they're like, it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. My beloved, she loves animals, but like I'm not a fan of dogs. She's more of a dog person. I'm more of a cat person, right? But anyways, I keep going way off subject, right? So I see. I don't remember what I was fucking saying. Like this is ridiculous. It's fucking dog. See, this is how the enemy gets me. Like, and like lately they've been trying to like get me to like kind of like shake my confidence in what I'm saying, and like, oh, are you really sure about that? And it's like the thing is like I'm never sure about what I'm actually saying. Like, I'm a different kind of prophet. I'm not the kind of prophet that like hears from God and like speaks what God is saying. Like that's like Jesus. That's like Isaiah and all those guys. I'm more of like an Elijah type guy. Like I'm more like an Elisha type guy, where like Elisha can see into the spirit realm. Like that's kind of how I am. Like I could see things, right? Or through my understanding and my reasoning, that's kind of how I figure out how things are going to go down. But I don't necessarily have all the information all the time, right? And a lot of things I just can only speculate about. But I'm thinking at this point in time, like I'm kind of to the point where like I feel like the Lord isn't going to let any of my words fall to the ground. I mean, maybe He does, but I'm here to prophesy for Him, so I'm going to do that, right? So what was I saying about servitors? God, see, I've like totally lost my train of thought. Anyways, oh, the seven archangels. So, yeah, so the seven archangels are basically Raphael, or like me. I'm kind of like the head of like the seven archangels and the seven spirits are like the same thing. Like we're the same beings, right? So we've got me kind of at the head, like like yes, while Raphael is kind of like the angel of the Lord, like in my stead, but like when I go up to heaven, like I'm gonna basically be the angel of the Lord, or in other words, I'm gonna be like the king of the angels up there. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the king of that class, right? And my beloved, but as a spirit, I'm the spirit of understanding. The spirit of Yehovah or the spirit of Yahweh, that's more Raphael. I'm the spirit of understanding. Lady Wisdom is the spirit of wisdom, right? Phaniel, she's the spirit of wisdom. Gabriel, the spirit of the fear of the Lord. Michael, the spirit of the knowledge of the Lord. Ragael, the spirit of might. And even though it's Gabriel's name, right? And they're closely related, by the way. And Jophiel is the spirit of counsel, right? So these spirits, are also the seven archangels. Like when they tell you like these lists of angels that you haven't heard of, like especially like the Jewish list, like no, nigga, that shit is bullshit. Like these are the seven. I'll tell you, like I just said, I just listed those are the seven archangels. It's us, right? And we're kind of like like Jesus is kind of like Thanos, right? Like he's got us as his seven enforcers, right? We're his seven archangels, and he could basically through us do whatever he wants. That's what the esoteric meaning behind it, Infinity Gauntlet, well, what it actually means. But I have my own Infinity Gauntlet, right? Like the five luminaries, like they're like my Infinity Stones, right? So the seven or the not just actually the seven planets basically are my luminaries. They're my Infinity Stones. So like I have authority to do stuff for the sun. I have authority to do stuff for the moon or Jupiter or so on and so forth, because those are my luminaries, right? And somewhat, they're my thrones, right? So anywho, so that's first thing, right? The second thing is, let's talk about Revelation 6, right? The four horsemen of the apocalypse. This is gonna be great. So the four horsemen of the apocalypse, essentially, I'm the white rider, so I'm the first horseman. A lot of times you see in lore, like the white rider is known as like pestilence or something like that. Like, yeah, I'm a pestilence to the enemy, right? Because wisdom is kind of like a poison to the enemy, because wisdom is a poison to deception. So I'm kind of like, and it's also like a detox for poison, right? So in that sense, I am kind of like pestilence, pestilence to them, but not like necessarily humans per se. Like I don't have like control over, I don't have like dominion over human bodies like Raphael does. Like that's why he's kind of like the true like angel of death. Like he's the one who actually can reap you, right? Because he can shut off your body or he can heal your body. Like that's his realm, right? My realm's more like read the book of Enoch when it talks about the canopies. Like Gabriel's over the powers, right? Raphael's over like the body, right? And I think Michael's the defender of the champions, right? Like he's like the defender of Israel, like true Israel, right? And I'm over the stars. And if you look in scripture, the stars are the angels. So that just confirms what I'm saying. Like I'm over like all the angels, nigga. Nigga, these angels are my subordinates when it comes to, like technically, right? That's why when I was in CBI and I was casting chaos magic for the first time and like actually like getting into like purified magic, like I realized, oh, these angels are actually my subordinates, and like I use that to my advantage, and I got results because of it, right? Because I knew, right? I believed and I knew, right? So, at any rate, even though I was confused about many things, but it doesn't really matter. Like that's the beauty of chaos magic is like you don't necessarily have to be right. You just have to believe. It's a power of faith. That's why Jesus said, you know, if you say to this mountain, you know, uproot, and you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, it'll happen. He was right. Like faith, faith like works miracles, bro. Like it doesn't even matter if it's true. Like you could just believe some bullshit, and like if you believe enough, it'll happen. It's almost like weird, like you, because like I always thought, like yeah, okay, you can believe something, but it has to be in alignment with God's will, right? And that's how all real angels should be, or all real saints should be like that. We shouldn't try to like do anything that's outside of God's will, right? But you know, for everybody else, for these rogue angels or these idiot humans, they can believe whatever they want and they can manifest that shit in reality, right? Or actuality, or because reality is basically life from Jesus' perspective, you know, like what he sees, right? And I feel like I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of like in sync with him and like one mind with him, because he and I both share the same mind in the sense that we both want to honor our Father Abba, Emperor Yehovah. We want to make sure that his will is done on earth as it is in heaven. So in that sense, we're one mind. So what everything I do falls along those lines. This falls along those principles, that guideline, right? So anyways, so yeah. So I'm the White Rider, so I get this horse, right, and I get a bow, and the bow is basically my sword of wisdom. It's this magic shield that's generated that that I use to cast all my spells. I don't really like to call them spells. I like to call them magecraft techniques, right? To cast all my magecraft techniques and my what else? I use a bow to whatever, right? It's my weapon, right? Like my weapon of warfare against the enemy, right? And I'm going forth to conquer. Like that shit's happening right now. Like that shit is happening right now in real time. It's happening right now. Like I'm conquering the enemy, you know, bit by bit. We're taking over, you know, we've taken over luminaries. We're taking over spots, and it's only gonna be a matter of time before we basically take over the astral plane too, right? But I haven't actually seen it for myself, which is funny. Like I can see it with my spiritual eyes, but I can't see it with my. I've never actually traveled to that place because at this point I'm not authorized to yet. Like I said yesterday, I have to wait for the Lord to kind of let me do that, right? So, so anyways, I'm the White Rider. The Red Rider is the Antichrist, right? So that's probably President Trump is the Antichrist puppet. Like I said yesterday, the Antichrist is actually Belial, or Beelzebul. It's kind of like. It's weird. It's kind of like they're like the same person. Like I mean, it's all Samael. It's just different heads for Samael, right? So one of his heads is like his two main heads is him and Beelzebul, right? So this is almost like when you think about Hermetics, like white snake and black snake, like that's them. Like or like Beelzebul is like the black snake, and Samael is like the white snake, right? Like it's almost like yin and yang. And it's almost like what else? It's like the whole principle of duality operates through these two heads, right? But Belial is the one who's the Antichrist. This is the beast or the angel that comes from the bottomless pit. This is the guy who's gonna kill me, right, or kill my physical flesh. This is the one who like makes war against, you know, the two witnesses basically and kills us, right? So so there's him. He basically he uses Trump as his main puppet, right? So that's why Trump is gonna go wild. He's gonna go. Like, you guys think he's crazy down. This nigga is gonna fucking burn down the whole house. like because he has a power to take away peace away from men. It's not, it doesn't say war per se, but it does say he has the power to take peace away from men. So he's going to use that authority to start a civil war or whatever it is that he does. Like he's going to go crazy, and that's him. He's the Red Rider. He's the beast that comes out of the sea, right? The beast that comes out of the earth, that's the false prophet. And that's Solomon, right? He's going to be the one that's going to like fuck with the economy because that beast is the one who how do I say? Like you guys ever seen the movie Pi? Like watch the movie Pi. It's a great movie. It's the one movie that actually taught me the fear of the Lord. By the way, when I was younger, like I watched that shit when I was in my young adulthood, and like I repented. I'm like, holy shit, because I knew I was looking at the Antichrist, and I knew I was looking at the false prophet. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? And I was actually right, which is funny because I didn't know anything about scripture back then, but I knew what I was looking at, and I was like, I need to get my shit together, or else I'm going to hell. Is what I is what I realized when I watched this movie. But in the movie, he posits that the the stock market is basically a living organism, and it's true. It's no different than sentient reality or like AI. Like this shit is sentient, right? Like you guys don't think it is, but it is. It's a living being, right? And the false prophet's going to have the ability to manipulate this thing to fuck with the economy and fuck with everything, right? It's not going to just be Trump being crazy. It's going to be more magic being used to really fuck with how everything works, and it's going to cause scarcity, and it's going to cause famine and things like that, right? Especially in America, because America is so vulnerable. America has so many different fucking dependencies on like everything, whether it's like electricity or the internet or all these things. So you pop one real effective EMP, and it's like you take out like fucking everything. It's almost sad and pathetic how like dependent on we are on these frail technologies. It's like, bro, this shit is like all a house of cards, bro. But anyways, he's also gonna, he's gonna expose himself. Like he may not be the same person that I'm saying. Like when he does, like he may have like take on a different shell, right? And he probably will, because he doesn't want he doesn't want me to. He doesn't want people to admit that I'm right about anything, because it's weird. It's like he like almost like idolizes me because he takes my name, but like it's more than that. Like he's my son. He's like my wayward son, right? Like read the Testament of Solomon. Like when it talks about when the demons talk about hey, I was born from Uriel, the power of God. Like they know, nigga, that like I'm basically like God's power like here on earth, right? So, or in other words, I'm the man child in Revelation 12, where it talks about the child that has like the rod of iron that rules. Nigga, that's me. It's not Jesus. Jesus is not no child, man. Don't get a clue. Everybody thinks everybody's Jesus. It's like, no, everybody is not Jesus, bro. That's not how this works. Like Jesus has family members that can do these things besides himself, right? He can't just be everybody, right? I mean, I used to think like that too, but you gotta get out of this simple stuff. Like, for example, like there's a scripture that talks about King David coming back, right? And it talks about how King David will basically be like have like the power of God, and he'll be like a prince forever. Like, and think of that shit is real. Like it's talking about me. It's not talking about Jesus. Like it's not metaphorical. Like don't be fucking dense. Like I'm coming back. Like I am back now, but when I die and come back, that's when Revelation 10 happens. Like the beginning part of Revelation 10, where you're gonna see me, and I'll tell you exactly what I do after I get to these four horsemen. I'm gonna tell you what my plans are, and my Lord, he already kind of like. He doesn't like talk to me directly, like only in like very rare circumstances he actually like talk to me that I know it's him talking to me. But like he has communicated to me through his own ways that a lot of my ideas about what I plan to do Revelation that he likes. So he's probably gonna approve a lot, if not all of them, right? Which would be awesome, because I'll tell you what my ideas are. I'll tell you what he's like, oh, that sounds cool, right? Anyways, so the last horseman, this one's a little bit more trickier, right? This is death and Hades. Now Hades is actually like Hela in the MCU. Hades is hell. It's a female. It's actually the harlot, right? So I know that much, or at least with 99% certainty, I know that much, right? But as far as death, that's a little bit more elusive, right? I used to think it was just Solomon, but Solomon's the Black Rider. So I was like, well, why would Solomon be both, right? Now I'm thinking it's more of a servitor of Solomon, or a servitor of Samael. Or in other words, a semi-conscious being that goes and reaps souls. Because why would they want to do that shit manually? I wouldn't want to do it manually. I come from an IT background, and I know how fucking people that are very intelligent that don't want to do fucking manual work, they just program solutions. And I feel like the devil would be the same way. Like if he knows he has to reap souls, that's one of his jobs, then why wouldn't he just do it programmatically through a servitor, right? So I feel that it's probably Solomon's servitor, because he's the one who, in Mercury, he's the one who can actually generate the servitor in his subconscious, and then the servitor goes and does, and death is probably their servitor, right? If I had to guess, but I'm only like at a 92% certainty, right? So about that. And that, by the way, these percentages don't mean anything, right? Like I can be 99% certain about something, and then like the 1% that I don't know is what actually is, right? Or in other words, is as sure as I am about all these things, like I could be wrong about anything, right? Or I can get new information that causes me to have a more refined domain expansion, a more refined prophetic domain expansion, and now I'm like, oh, okay, it's actually this. Or I'll shift the variables a little bit to make a clearer picture in my mind of how things are actually going to be. But I have no idea, because I cannot lean on my own understanding, even though I'm literally the spirit of understanding. I can't lean on it. I have to trust in the Lord, right? So that's how my prophetic gifts work. Like it works through understanding, but at the same time I can't lean on it. So I'm always in this like ambivalent state where like I have like no idea like what's actually gonna happen, but I am I trust that the Lord is leading me in the right direction. We'll just put it that way, right? So anyways, where am I going with this? Oh yeah, so those are 4 horsemen, right? And when the seal how the lamb has to like pop the seals before the first horseman drops, like that's gonna be after I die, I think. Like in other words, while I still I have my bow now and all this different stuff, and I basically have my crown now, but you're not gonna see like the actual physical manifestation of that until later, right? That's Revelation 10, right? Revelation 10 is when I come back after I die, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I do, what I plan to do, and the Lord, like I said, will probably approve it. I'm planning on hacking everything. Planning on hacking every fucking device, every fucking cell phone, every fucking TV, every fucking internet terminal, like everything, dude. Just everything. I'm planning on hacking everything and making you watch what I say, right? And saying like, hey, I'm back, right? And then I'm gonna refer back to my YouTube. See, this shit's out here now, so even if they fucking remove my videos, nigga, I'm gonna fucking bring it back. Like you can't, you delete it from your service, it doesn't matter. It exists. It existed on the medium. It existed it existed within the system of geomancy that they use. So I could just bring it back. And I'm gonna let you guys know, like you guys are gonna have to see these videos, right? And you're gonna have to know, I fucking told you so. Now I'm fucking back. And I don't know if I'm gonna play the song. I'm gonna be very dramatic and very thematic when I do my judgments, right? Because that's how I am. I'm a very thematic person, right? And I'm very dramatic. So it's gonna be like, I'm gonna have this song. It's called Uriel, the Flame of God. Listen to the song. If you don't believe me, you're gonna hear that song and you're gonna see my AVI that I use on Instagram and Facebook, and you're gonna see it come down. And you're gonna be like, oh shit, like he wasn't fucking kidding. Those of you who actually know me, right? Like he isn't actually kidding. Like he actually did come back. Like what the fuck? And it's gonna be terrifying. And like you're gonna hear my song, and I'm gonna like introduce myself to the world, and I'm gonna explain to the world why I'm doing what I'm doing. And first things first, I'm gonna deal with Israel. I'm gonna deal with the nation state, fake Israel that isn't actually Israel. Right now, I'm talking about Israel. Like that always increases the the likelihood that this might be taken down, especially if I get any kind of exposure at some point. But like no, I feel like the only people that actually watch me are the people that know me, right? And the people that know me are the people that are actually in charge of things. Like not like these scrubs, like the CIA. These niggas don't know what the fuck is going on. They have way too much data to scrape to find me, but their superiors know who I am, right? The people who are actually in charge of what happens in the world, they know who I am, right? So what's gonna happen is I am gonna deal with Israel first, and okay. First, let's actually deal with the real Israel first, because I'm gonna be dealing with fake Israel and real Israel, right? So real Israel, the blacks, the Hispanics, the Native Americans, I'm gonna do like they're all gonna get raptured. Like a rapture is actually real. For a while I didn't believe in it, but it actually is a real thing, because the rapture is basically just like a precursor to the wedding, the bride and the lamb coming together, right? Because there's going to be a grand wedding, and yeah, that's like a layer in the book of Revelation, but it's actually happening before like everything pops off, like, and that's going to happen, and they're gonna, they're gonna be part of the flock because, like Paul said, all of Israel has to be saved. So I'm obligated to lift these people out before I start doing my tribulation stuff, right? So, and he sorts out judgment amongst them. Like if he, I know there, no, everyone who's Hispanic or black or whatever are not gonna be making it into the kingdom if I had to guess. Like your sell your soul types, like Jay-Z and Bianca types or Beyonce types. So they probably ain't gonna make it in, right? But who knows? It's not up to me. Like I'm not their judge, but my job is just to make sure they're safe, right? And that goes along with the Gentiles or the white people they're actually legitimate saints, like that actually care about other people and they're not racist and they're good people. Like they're gonna be safe too, and many of them will have opportunity to actually attend the wedding, right? And I'm probably gonna have to deal with all of them, not the Gentiles per se, because they've already proven that they're sincere, but all the Israelites that haven't necessarily proven their sincerity, but they're just Israelites by blood, I'm gonna probably be the one to test them before I ship them over to the Lord for His final judgment on them, right? So I don't really know how the details of how that's gonna pop off, but it's gonna be basically like an arc, right? The SS Zion is what I call it, right? Like I have the faith to move Zion, the actual mountain, as a ship. It's gonna be a mountain. It's gonna be a ship, and like everyone's gonna be in the SS Zion. I'm gonna be dealing with everybody, right? So that's kind of an aside, and like I'll probably kind of wow, we're already at half an hour. That's crazy. This video might be long because I have like a lot of shit. I think I have like a lot of shit to say, and like I enjoy watching my videos, so I might just make this long just so I can watch it, right? But anyways, in other words, like I've been trying to shoot for an hour, but if I go past an hour, like I don't care. I'm just gonna keep going unless I get interrupted by the spam call again, right? Like yesterday, that shit was fucking funny. So, at any rate, when I come back down, I'm gonna be dealing with the fake Israel, right? I'm basically gonna force them to admit that they're not real Israel through my plagues. I'm gonna plague them one by one and show them, nope, I'm gonna be like, you know what your lie is, admit it, because Revelation 2:9 or Revelation 3:9 have to be fulfilled, and the Lord's gonna give me the honor of fulfilling those prophecies. So in other words, they have to admit who the real Jews are, and if they don't, they're gonna get punished for it. Mark my words. And it's just gonna get worse and worse. Like I'm gonna take out the IDF. Like you guys have no idea what the kind of. I'm not gonna get into the details, right? Especially if I do, they'll be like, "Oh my God, this crazy nigga! What are you talking about? We gotta shut his video down. He's anti-Semitic." It's like, fuck out of here. My wife is Jewish right now. Like, shut the fuck up. You guys are so fucking stupid with your anti-Semitic shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, when I say my wife, I'm not talking about Lady Fanny. I'm talking about her handmaiden, my physical wife, right? So, anyways, what else? So yeah, I'm gonna be dealing with them. That's gonna be the first things first, and then second thing is I'm gonna be dealing with America and the European nations, and all the people that have enslaved the Africans. Like they're gonna get the worst. Like that's where you're gonna see me actually dumping my arrows on everybody, and like you're gonna see like my version of nukes, which you're gonna wish is gonna be easy as an actual nuke, where you just die instantly. You're gonna wish it's gonna be that easy. Matter of fact, you're gonna be wish as easy as a locust. You know how the locusts, like Belial's army, the fucking locusts that sting you for 5 months or whatever, you're gonna wish it's that easy. Because dude, nobody can torment the way that I can. I promise you, because torment is just imagination. My imagination is greater than anybody's imagination on this earth at this point. Prove me wrong. You can't, because you have no idea what goes on in my mind. You have no idea, like, you can see part of my imagination, my story, right? My Spirit's Red and Blue, which you should read if you haven't done that already. But you have no idea, like, the kind of things that I'm capable of in my mind, and the kind of like punishment that I'll inflict, as long as I get authorization from the Lord to do it. I'll do it, right? So, what else? Seven thunders, like those are the seven luminaries, right? So when the seven thunders are popping off, like that's basically like what. I almost like to refer to them all as my children, right? Because I almost consider them all kind of like being my kids. But yeah, that's gonna be me popping off with the planets, right? What else? I feel like there's a lot less that I want to talk about than I thought, because I can't really think about. Like all the shit that I wanted to talk about, I can't like remember what it was. I have to think for a minute here. Let's calm down and think. Oh, there's stuff in Ezekiel, right, that has to go down. So when I'm dealing with real Israel, I'm gonna have to deal with, like almost like the reestablishing of the priesthood. Like you can read that at the end of Ezekiel when he talks about the prince. Nigga, that's me. I'm the prince that they're talking about, right? So that'll be some stuff that I'll have to do. What else? What else is gonna happen? That I think is gonna happen at least. I don't know, man. I really don't know. A lot of it's gonna be mysterious to me. But essentially, it's gonna be a very thematic, dramatic thing. Like, and no one's gonna be able to deny it. Even doesn't matter what your scientists tell you or whoever tells you what. Like, you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make sense. Like, it's gonna be like that where all of you guys' like mental paradigms that you put together are no longer gonna hold their weight, and no one's gonna be able to properly explain what's happening to you. And it's gonna be too late if you're not willing to give up your life, because this is what's gonna happen. Everybody who doesn't get up into this rapture or up into this wedding or whatever, everyone who doesn't get up into this, you're gonna have to die. You're gonna have to die. So if you claim to be a Christian and you don't make it to, if you don't meet our standards, basically, and you claim to be a Christian, you're gonna have to prove your faith by giving up your life, because Belial's gonna have the power to kill you. I mean, this thing is gonna have the power to kill me, let alone you, you fucking scrub. You think you're gonna get away? Like I was saying about, the whole thing about, the devil being kicked out of hell or heaven already. Honestly, I don't know if that's happened. Like, I just know in my mind he's been kicked out, but I don't know if it's actually happened in these realms, because I haven't witnessed it for myself. Right? I could just see these things prophetically. So in my mind it already happened, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it did happen. You feel me? So at some point, whether it happened or not, this nigga is gonna fall down to earth, and he's gonna make war. Like, this is Revelation 12. Revelation 12 is huge, because Revelation 12, when it says the child gets caught up to God's throne, that's when I die. That's what that means. Like, I don't get like a rapture. Like, I mean, I've been raptured before. Like, when I was Enoch, I was raptured. When I was Elijah, I was raptured. Right? But this is gonna be different. Like, because prophecy says I get to get killed, so I can't just escape death this time. I have to actually die. Like, but I'm gonna come back to life too, and because I'm like a phoenix, right? Like, that's what I do. I die and I come back to life. In fact, again, phoenix. That's my spirit animal, so to speak, right? It's like for you astrologers that are into Scorpio or whatever, and you know that Scorpio can either devolve into like a snake, or it can evolve into an eagle. That's true. Like a phoenix is just a fire eagle, right? That's me, like flame of God, Uriel. I'm a freaking phoenix, nigga. So whenever you see that mythology, that's just referring to me. I'm the prototype of that, right? So yeah, I might just rise up from my ashes, or rise up from my body that they're gonna probably defile after I'm dead, after I'm gone, and the Lord will quicken that same body to scare the shit out of everybody, and then that might be why when you see. That's probably how it's gonna happen, because I always picture myself coming out of the clouds and just being like all dramatic and shit. But it might not be that. It might be them just showing my body and showing how I'm fucking dead, and then all of a sudden, like, not necessarily on TV. Like, I'm not talking about national TV, guys. Don't be fucking dense if you think that, right? Like, I'm not talking about national TV. I'm talking about like the medium that they use to communicate stuff to each other. Like, they're all going to be witnessing it, and they've been at this point they'll be dealing with me for months, and they'll be like, oh my god, this probably. Yeah, I could die before that, but I'd be lucky. I doubt it, right? I doubt that I'm that lucky to get out of here before that. So I'll probably be here at least for months, right? Maybe even years. Hopefully not, but who knows? But they're gonna be dealing, like, the longer I'm here, the worse it gets for them, because they know, oh shit, he's coming to his own, and he's actually like popping off, and they know that I have the belief and I have the faith to make everything come true, and they know that God's gonna honor my words. So they're fucking scared shitless of me right now. So when I die, it's gonna be a celebration for them. So when my body comes back to life, it might just be that, it could just be like one of my astral bodies comes back to life, and they're like, oh fuck, and he's oh, they're like, oh fuck, he's back, dude. Holy shit, not good. because everything I do to them now is gonna be nothing compared to what I do to them when I get back. Because I'm resurrecting for the last time. Nigga, I died. Nigga, Samuel came to me as Cain or whatever, killed me as Cain when I was Abel. Nigga, I'm coming back as Abel, the undying, basically. Like the next time I resurrect, like no one's gonna be able to stop me because I'm gonna be flesh of flesh. My spirit body, whatever it is, or my light body, or my glorified body, you know how you Christians like to call it, is going to be the same body that Jesus has, because I'm going to be flesh of his flesh and blood of his bone, just like he was flesh of my flesh and blood of my bone when he was on earth. It's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be flesh of his flesh and blood of his bone. So what do you do against someone who has, you know, a body that's like Jesus's, and the temperament and the knowledge and the information and the power that I'll have? It won't be good. You guys think that Jesus come back is scary, dude? Yeah, I mean, Jesus come back is scary, but think about it. So think about, this is good. Think about the verse when it talks about Jesus coming back. Like, he has a sword that comes out of his mouth. It doesn't say that he comes up and freaking chops sueys you. He just says he has a sword that comes out of his mouth. What do you think that sword is? Nigga, read Isaiah 49. That's me, nigga. I'm the hidden sword of Jesus. That's just now unsheathing itself and revealing itself to the world. That's me. I'm his sword. So when you read that, like, it's like saying he just speaks. He just says go, basically, to me, and I go. Like, I'm basically like a pit bull in heaven, right? Like, I'm like a dog on a leash. I'm like been wanting to, like, I'm like frothing at the enemy. I've been frothing at the enemy for fucking years, practically my whole life, and I've just been begging the Lord to just let me off the leash so I can kill them all. And if he's finally gonna let me off the leash, okay, go get him. It won't be good, bro. And I feel like I had so much more I wanted to talk about, but like I said, my beloved kind of like leads these videos, so I kind of talk about what she wants me to talk about, because this is like we're so in sync at this point, and it's like I know she like like when I get wild up, I know it's her. Like, especially if I'm not necessarily emotionally invested in something, or if I get provoked to be emotionally invested in something, I know she's the one that's doing it, because she kind of like guides my emotions, right? So, what else? That said, I feel like there's got to be more I want to talk about, because this video is way shorter than I thought. It's only like 42 minutes right now, which isn't much. So let's think. Because this video, like, honestly, like, I couldn't even think of anything to say for this video, like, but she led me to in this direction of talking about this. So this might be the last video I make for a while. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. If she puts something else in my heart, yeah, I'll do that. But this might be the last video I make for a while, right? So there'll be 5 videos. That's good. I like number 5. I'll talk about my number. My number is actually 4. It's a number of Dalet, which, you know, Hebrew, right, for door. It's the D, David, right? You know, I'm one of the 4 archangels, right? There's a lot of 4s in my life, and like 4, I've always resonated with the number 4. Plus 49 is my favorite number, because of Isaiah 49. Because in Isaiah 49 it says, the Lord says, "In an acceptable time I've heard you." So in other words, he's saying, okay, yeah, you're gonna be able to do all these things, but in an acceptable time. In other words, if you read Isaiah 49, I basically say, hey, I've used up all my strength for nothing, for in vain. And some of you might say, well, that was Jesus. Like, why would Jesus say something like that? Jesus never even felt that way. Jesus never felt that any of his ministry was in vain. Like, don't be fucking dense about these things. Like actually think, like, if all you guys think of Jesus as everything, like, no, nigga, he's not. Jesus is Jesus. Like, if it's something about Jesus, it's plain in the scriptures that it's something about Jesus. It says he's a lamb, or he's this, or he's that, right? He's the Word, right? It doesn't say he's David or any of this stuff. Like, just don't make shit up. It doesn't say he's the angel of the Lord. Like, no. Jesus isn't an angel. Nigga, Jesus is above the angels. He's the God of the angels. The angels all worship and adore him. He's not an angel. Don't be fucking tense. I mean, I keep saying that, and it's kind of insulting, but I used to think the same thing, because I used to think like the same way that these mainstream Protestants think, right? And I used to buy a lot of the bullshit until I started to like evaluate all these things myself. Like, oh, I mean, I've always evaluated these things myself, right? But I always wanted to kind of cling to the safety of sound doctrine, so to speak, or knowing that, hey, my doctrine was along the same lines as somebody else's, so it must be safe. But no, mainstream Protestant is just baseline Christianity. It's like the bare minimal. You don't really know anything except for how to get saved, and only if you do what you're supposed to do. Like that's all it is. It has like these people that like talk about the end times, like they're so fucking clueless. Most of them, if not all of them, really. Like I'm clueless about most of this, a lot of shit to myself. Not most, but a lot of the shit I'm still like, I don't really know what that means, right? But a lot of it, I do know about. Like for example, when it talks about the angel that reaps everybody, right? I forget which chapter. The angel that reaps. There's an angel that has power over fire. That's me. Whenever you see anything about power, anything about fire, nigga, that's me, because that's my name, Flame of God, right? Uriel. So the angel that has power of fire says to the angel that reaps, go reap the people. It's time. Go reap the grapes, basically. I'm talking to Raphael. Raphael is the reaper, right? He's the main reaper. So things like that I know, right? But other things I'm just like, no idea, bro. I'll find out, right? And the book of Revelation kind of like a lot of it, like I feel like a lot of it, the Lord's going to give me a lot of freedom to like I feel like when it comes to the book of Revelation, he kind of gave it to me. In other words, he's saying, okay, you know what I want. Make sure objectives A, B, and C are completed the way that they're supposed to be. But besides that, feel free to autonomously take care of the rest for me, right? Because Jesus isn't like he's not like vicious the way that I am. You know what I mean? Like he's kind, like he's pure. He just wants to save people. Like that's what his name means. Jesus means God that saves, right, or whatever, right? So like he's a savior. Savior doesn't want to like kill everybody. Like it's not in his nature, nigga. I'm the one who wants to kill everybody. Nigga, that's me. I'm just not allowed to yet. You feel me? Like I'm the vicious one in the family. Like my wife. She's even worse than me. Like her and I together, dude. And she's gonna be with me too. Like you might not see her all the time. But when in Revelation 10, like when it says the cloud that surrounds the angel, that's her. She's my mist. She's my cloud. So you might not like she'll pop up when she wants to, but you might not see her all the time. Because you guys don't even have the right to see her all the time. Nigga, that's my wife, my real wife, right? So you guys ain't gonna have access. You guys aren't gonna have access to her beauty like the way that I do. Like, get the fuck out of here. But she's gonna be with me, and she's gonna be dumping on you guys just as hard as me, if not worse than me, right? She's basically gonna be my shield, right? Like in other words, like if I don't see something coming, she'll see it coming, right? Like that's how we're gonna work. And what else? I mean, now we're 47 minutes, so we're close to an hour, right? But I feel like I still want to keep jibber jabbering. That said, I hate dead air, and I hate like just sitting here and like with nothing to say, right? So what else do I talk about? I feel like I want to like clear up anything else before I end the video because I don't know if I'm gonna make another video for a while. So let's see. Huh. I really don't have anything else to say. I think so. I'll probably just end it now. Yeah. Anyways, Archangel Uriel out. HighLord Uriel out. Later, guys.